The New Men by C.P. Snow, Part 1, A Question, a Possibility, Chapter 1, Argument with a Brother. I heard the first rumor in the middle of an argument with my brother, when I was trying to persuade him not to marry, but it did not seem much more than a distraction. He had brought Irene to lunch with me on a wet, windy morning in late February. The year was 1939, and I was still living in college. As we sat at table in my dining room, the rain slashed against the windows, and once or twice smoke from the open 16th century grate blew across the room. It was so dark outside that I had turned all the sconce lights on, warm against the paneling. In that comfortable light, while the wind thudded against the window panes, Irene set to work to get me on her side. I had not met her before, but Martin had mentioned her name enough to make me guess about her. He had first picked her up in London at one of his richer friends, and I gathered that she had no money, but plenty of invitations. This seemed to amuse Martin, but to me she sounded too much like a shabby smart girl who thought her best chance was to find an able husband. The more I heard of her, the more anxious I was for Martin, as a father might be for a son, for there were 9 years between us. He was only 25, and while other people saw him as stable and detached, the last man to commit a piece of foolishness, abnormally capable of looking after himself, I could not stop myself worrying. The day before this luncheon, Martin had asked, without seeming over-eager, whether I would like to meet Irene. Yet I knew, and she knew, that it was a visit of inspection. She called me by my Christian name in her first greeting, and as I poured her out a glass of sherry, was saying, "I always imagined you as darker than Martin. You should be dark." "You should drink sherry," I said. She had the kind of impudence which provoked me, and which had its attraction. "Is it always sherry before meals?" "What else?" I said. "Fixed tastes," she cried. "Now that I did expect."